Welcome to Proofless, the true crime podcast that delves into the shadows of America's most enigmatic, unsolved mysteries. Cases where the evidence is fragmented, the leads are tantalizingly ambiguous, and the truth remains just beyond our grasp. I'm your host, Anna Berger, and this is our 12th episode, a testament to the incredible journey we're on together. I'm deeply grateful for the unwavering support you, our listeners, have shown us. Your emails, social media engagement, and passionate discussions on our website fuel our mission to illuminate these haunting stories. Your commitment to seeking justice for those lost to mystery inspires us every day, and I can't thank you enough for being part of this pursuit. Today, we're diving into a case that blends Hollywood glamour with a dark, unresolved tragedy: the 1981 death of Natalie Wood, a 43-year-old actress who drowned off Catalina Island, California, under circumstances that have sparked decades of speculation. Officially ruled an accident, her death carries whispers of foul play, unanswered questions, and a proofless quality that keeps it alive in the public imagination. So, settle in for a deep dive into a mystery that lingers like the fog over the Pacific. Let's set the scene. It's November 1981 in Los Angeles, California, a city synonymous with fame, fortune, and the allure of Hollywood. The entertainment world is buzzing with the release of films like Raiders of the Lost Ark and the rise of stars like Harrison Ford, but few names carry the enduring sparkle of Natalie Wood. Born Natalia Nikolaevna Zakharenko on July 20th, 1938, to Russian immigrant parents, Natalie is a child star turned Hollywood icon. Known for her roles in Miracle on 34th Street, Rebel Without a Cause, and West Side Story, she's a 3-time Oscar nominee with a career spanning 4 decades. At 43, Natalie is a mother of 2 daughters, Natasha, 11, and Courtney, 7, from her marriages to actor Robert Wagner and producer Richard Gregson. In 1981, she's married to Wagner, her on-again, off-again love, whom she wed in 1957, divorced in 1962, and remarried in 1972. Their life in Beverly Hills is one of glamour, parties, yacht trips, and a circle of A-list friends. Natalie is vibrant but complex, known for her intelligence, warmth, and a deep fear of water stemming from a childhood incident and a chilling prophecy by a fortune teller that she'd die in dark water. Despite this phobia, she embraces yachting with Wagner, who owns a 60-foot yacht named Splendor after one of Natalie's films. In late November 1981, with Thanksgiving weekend approaching, Natalie and Wagner plan a getaway to Catalina Island, a scenic retreat 26 miles off the Los Angeles coast, popular with boaters and celebrities. They invite Christopher Walken, Natalie's co-star in the sci-fi film Brainstorm, her final project, and the yacht's captain, Dennis Davern, a longtime employee. The group set sail on November 27, 1981, from Marina del Rey, bound for 2 harbors, a quiet cove on Catalina's north end. The weekend is meant to be a break from Natalie's demanding schedule, a chance to relax with wine, seafood, and good company. The Splendor is a luxurious vessel, equipped with a main cabin, guest staterooms, and a dinghy called Valiant for shore trips. On November 27th, the group spends the day exploring Catalina, dining at a restaurant called Doug's Harbor Reef and drinking heavily. Champagne, wine, and cocktails flow freely. Witnesses later describe Natalie as cheerful but tired, while Wagner and Walken, both alpha personalities, seem to vie for attention, creating a subtle tension. Natalie, who's been working long hours on Brainstorm, is reportedly frustrated with the film's production and her marriage, confiding to friends about Wagner's jealousy and controlling nature. On November 28th, the group returns to the yacht after another day of dining and drinking. That evening, the atmosphere shifts. Davern later claims that Wagner and Walken argued, possibly over Natalie or professional rivalry, and that Natalie seemed withdrawn, retreating to the main cabin around 10 p.m. What happens next is a puzzle that has confounded investigators, journalists, and true crime enthusiasts for decades. Around 11 p.m. on November 28, 1981, Natalie is no longer on the Splendor. Wagner, Walken, and Davern claim they didn't notice her absence immediately. assuming she was in her stateroom or on deck. At 1:30 a.m. on November 29th, Wagner reports her missing to the Coast Guard, stating that the dinghy, Valiant, is also gone. He speculates that Natalie, who couldn't swim and feared water, attempted to take the dinghy ashore, perhaps to escape an argument or seek solitude. The Coast Guard and Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department launch a search, scouring the waters off two harbors. At 7:45 a.m., a fisherman finds Natalie's body floating face down about a mile from the Splendor, near a rocky cove called Blue Cavern Point. The dinghy is found nearby, beached on rocks, with its motor off and oars stowed, suggesting it wasn't used. The autopsy conducted by Dr. Thomas Noguchi, the coroner to the stars, rules Natalie's death an accidental drowning, with a blood alcohol level of 0.14%, nearly twice the legal limit, and traces of a motion sickness drug, Dramamine, in her system. She's wearing a red down jacket, a nightgown, and socks with no shoes. Her body shows superficial bruises on her arms and legs, possibly from climbing into the dinghy or hitting rocks, and scratches on her neck, which Noguchi attributes to her clutching at the dinghy. The official report concludes, Natalie, intoxicated, tried to board the dinghy, slipped and drowned in the cold Pacific waters. The case is closed as an accident, but inconsistencies spark immediate suspicion. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department interviews Wagner, Walken, and Davern, but their accounts are vague and conflicting. Wagner says he last saw Natalie around 10:30 p.m., fixing a drink in the cabin, and didn't realize she was gone until after midnight. Walken claims he was in his stateroom, unaware of any issues, and supports Wagner's timeline. Davern, however, tells a different story years later in a 1992 National Enquirer interview and a 2011 memoir, Goodbye Natalie, Goodbye Splendor. He alleges a heated argument between Wagner and Natalie, fueled by Wagner's jealousy over her rapport with Walken. Davern claims Wagner smashed a wine bottle during the dispute, shouting at Walken, and that Natalie stormed off to the master stateroom. Davern says he heard the dinghy being untied around 11 p.m., and later saw Wagner on deck, disheveled and emotional, but didn't report it at the time, fearing for his job. The investigation is criticized for its haste. The Sheriff's Department, under pressure to avoid a Hollywood scandal, conducts minimal forensic analysis. No fingerprints are lifted from the dinghy, and the Splendor isn't thoroughly searched for blood or signs of a struggle. The bruises on Natalie's body, particularly on her wrists and shins, raise questions. Some experts later suggest they could indicate a fight or restraint, not just a fall. The dinghy's condition, undamaged, with oars stowed, suggests it wasn't used, contradicting the theory that Natalie tried to flee. Two witnesses, a couple staying on a nearby boat, report hearing a woman's cries for help around 11:30 p.m., saying, "Somebody please help me." But the Sheriff's Department dismisses it as unrelated, citing the distance. A local woman, Marilyn Wayne, later corroborates the cries, claiming she heard a man's voice reply, "We're coming to get you," but no one investigated her boat. Theories abound, each steeped in speculation. The official narrative, accidental drowning, relies on Natalie, a non-swimmer, attempting to use the dinghy alone, despite her fear of water. This seems implausible to many, given her intoxication and the calm sea conditions. 2-foot waves, per Coast Guard reports. A foul play theory points to Wagner, whose jealousy and drinking were well documented. Davern's later accounts, though inconsistent, suggest Wagner and Natalie fought over her flirtation with Walken, and that Wagner, in a rage, may have pushed or struck her, causing her to fall overboard. Wagner denies this, and no physical evidence ties him to a crime. Walken's role is scrutinized. Some speculate he was involved in a love triangle, but he's cooperative with police and has an alibi. Davern's credibility is questioned, as he changed his story years later, possibly for profit, but his 2011 polygraph test shows no deception on key claims. A darker theory suggests a cover-up by Hollywood elites or organized crime. Natalie's sister, Lana Wood, in her 1984 book Natalie, a memoir, claims Natalie was involved in disputes with powerful figures over Brainstorm's production, though no evidence supports this. Another theory posits an intruder boarded the Splendor, perhaps during a shore trip, and attacked Natalie, but the lack of forced entry or stolen items weakens this. The trafficking angle, while less plausible, surfaces due to Catalina's transient boating population, though no credible sightings of Natalie post-disappearance emerge. In 2011, the case is reopened by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department after Davern's memoir reignites public interest. Detectives, led by Lieutenant John Carina, re-interview witnesses and re-examine the autopsy. In 2012, the coroner amends the death certificate, changing the cause from accidental drowning to drowning and other undetermined factors, citing the unexplained bruises. Wagner is named a person of interest in 2018, but no charges are filed due to lack of evidence. Walken and Davern are re-interviewed, but their stories remain consistent with earlier accounts. Forensic tests on the dinghy, conducted in 2013, find no blood or DNA, and the yacht, sold years earlier, is unavailable for re-examination. Natalie's family and fans keep her case alive. Lana Wood becomes a vocal advocate, appearing on 48 Hours in 2020, demanding a full investigation. She accuses Wagner of withholding information, straining their relationship. Natasha Gregson Wagner, Natalie's daughter, defends her stepfather in a 2020 HBO documentary, Natalie Wood. What remains behind, portraying the death as a tragic accident. The Wood family offers a $100,000 reward for new leads, still active as of July 2025, per a Los Angeles Times report. The case reshapes Hollywood's view of yacht safety, prompting stricter regulations for private vessels. The case becomes a true crime phenomenon. Books like Natalie Wood, The Complete Biography by Suzanne Finstad, 2001, and The Last Days of Natalie Wood by Marty Rulli, 2011, dissect the case, while podcasts like Crime Junkie and Morbid dedicate episodes to it. The 2004 TV movie The Mystery of Natalie Wood draws millions, and Reddit's R Unsolved Mysteries debates Wagner's guilt, the dinghy's role, and the cries heard by witnesses. Some sleuths suggest a connection to other Hollywood deaths, like Marilyn Monroe's, but no links are proven. Advances in forensics offer hope. DNA testing on Natalie's jacket in 2023 yields no new suspects. An AI-enhanced audio analysis of Marilyn Wayne's testimony is inconclusive. The case's proofless nature, no murder weapon, no definitive witnesses, no clear motive, keeps it a haunting enigma. The emotional toll on Natalie's loved ones is profound. Lana, now in her 80s, continues speaking at true crime conventions, while Natasha and Courtney honor their mother's legacy through film projects. Catalina Island, once a celebrity haven, gains a somber reputation, with locals wary of boating accidents. The case's unresolved questions: did Natalie fall, or was she pushed? Was Wagner involved, or is Davern's story exaggerated? What do the bruises mean? Cement its place in Proofless. That's all for the 12th episode of Proofless. Natalie Wood's death is a tragedy that blends Hollywood allure with unanswered questions. If you have information, contact the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department or visit nataliewoodfoundation.org. Share your thoughts on our website or social media, and join us next time for another journey into the unknown. Until then, keep searching for answers.